Right, I don't know what's going on here. I thought I'll try and go live. So whatever we're doing, I don't know at the moment. Just is the one person watching, or is that me? I honestly don't know. Ah, it's you. Right, hello there. Yes, free reading. What about? Shout for help. What do you want help with? I think I do readings, not I don't read minds though. So I don't know what's going on. Well, I think it was bloody psychic or something. Let's take a look at what we've got here. General. Define general for me. Define what you mean by general. In general, a woman has two tits and a fanny, but in today's generalized sort of way of thinking, nobody seems to know what a woman is. So that's the problem you've got in defining general. If you could be a bit more specific with what you want help with, we might be able to help you. Such as, I'm drowning, throw me a rubber ring or something. We can throw you a rubber ring, but if we don't know what help you want, I'm sorry, we can't help you. Sorry about that, Kirsty, but it's just how it is. We've got some cards, these fortune cards here. I tend to use them rather a lot, actually. I use them rather a lot, actually. Make a bit of a dishonest reader out of you now and again. So, message from Spirit. Oh. Are there any message from Spirit? I don't know. To be quite frank with you, I don't know what line you're going down. Is there a specific spirit you want to talk to, or what? If you don't need help, you don't hold a gun to your head and say I need help, even though I don't need it. Just be grateful that you don't need help, and don't bother seeking help. Nobody's obliged to seek help when it's not needed. Yes, I lost my brother. Oh, did you? Right. No name on the gravestone or anything. Horrible, isn't it? Maybe he didn't have a name. Maybe he's one of them where he didn't have a name. Nobody knew who he was. Hey ho. Life goes on, I suppose, but life is for the living, isn't it? And I got these fortune cards here, and I've also got these Lanneman type cards as well. These gypsy. Anytime they say gypsy cards, you somehow you somehow know it's going to be a Lanneman or a version of a Lanneman. Don't you? Just got the Lanneman there as well. It says Lanneman on them, so that's one way of doing it. Although they're all a version of Lanham Gypsy cards, aren't they, really? That's just the way things are. These are all, I think, the same artist for that, and no, it's a different one for those others. But these and these Victorian type, it's the same deck effectively. It's the same deck, but it's just done differently. Although I like those fortune telling type things. These fortune cards. I haven't been on for a while. I just thought I'll just try and. I was going to go on Pal Talk, but it seems as though there seems to be a bit of problem with the controls on there or something. I just can't be arsed with it at the moment. So I thought I'd make it easy for myself. So there you go. Hello, sorry to hear about your brother there. Hello there to Emma, rather Emma Galvaz something. Sorry, I can't pronounce it properly. Yeah. Brain's dead. Trust you well anyway. We just here with I've got these fortune cards, as you can see them there. I'm using it, as you can see them there. I'm using a dice tray. Why are you using a dice tray? What was I normally cast runes, and I've got these witches runes that we normally or do when I do like private readings on Facebook or whatever, and I cast these witches runes in here. They're not like the Fothark, the 24 Germanic Fothark type runes. They're witches runes. These are witches runes. We may as well have a look at them. Something doing did. And if there's anybody. I have various sets of them. But there's one set that I use most of all. Although those stones are quite good. The pebble ones, well done. But these are the ones I tend to use a lot. Though, let me just move. Just pop them over there, and these are them. What I'll do, I'll just zoom out so I can see what you can see, and then you'll be able to basically be able to see what's going on. And these are them, and there's 13 of them, and they're all various ones like this one, the Triquetra. There, as you can see, that's one of the gypsy symbols, they call them as well, witches runes or gypsy symbols. Although, having said runes or gypsy symbols, although having said it about gypsies, there's no such thing as a gypsy, is there really? If you think about it, because the dark-skinned paddlers from the east, who were thought to be from Egypt, were called gypsies for short, weren't they? But they weren't from Egypt, they were from India. So no such thing as a gypsy. But everybody seems to claim, well, I'm a Romany gypsy. I've got Romany gypsy blood. That makes me psychic or something. Seventh son of the seventh son or something like that. And it's all ridiculous. May I have a reading about what? We don't know. So there you go. Beanie Boo, land me, please. Oh, right. Okay. Right. So trust you well. Anyway, if you know what you want help with, we can try and help you. Lots of bits on there, aren't there? On that. On this, I'll just give it a quick shake. And I'll have to get the vacuum cleaner on it after. We might be able to cast some runes. Try to cast these witches. It's still there, isn't it? It just doesn't go away, does it? So it's just all. There you go. So anyway, we'll try and cast these runes, I think. Set blow on it. Helps. It's not 100%, as you can see, but you get the idea, don't you? So anyway, that's it. But you're supposed to cast in an octagonal tray, and with the other rooms are anyway. These, so I looked on Amazon and thought, I wonder if they do them, Amazon, eBay, all that sort of thing. If they do them, and hey presto, we found a tray, a general. I don't know. It's a bit. I don't know. How do you define general? What is general? In general, a snake has a head, a body, and a tail. In general, and I don't know what general you mean. Do you mean generally the answer to the question you don't want to ask, but because you don't want to ask it, you'll end up having it and then say no, sorry, I didn't want a reading about that because that's not what I asked, or what do you mean by general? And I sort of know in general what you mean. Romance isn't general. Romance is rather specific, isn't it? Well, we'll shuffle. We'll cast these runes for that, Emma. So we'll ask on behalf of Emma concerning romance issues. Now I've got something to ask, and what I do, I put these runes, these here, all in my hand here. You cup them in your hand, and I hold it to my third eye. So obviously some are in my hand and some fall off, but at least they get caught in the tray. And then we're going to have them all here, as you can see there. And I'm going to cast them. On behalf of Emma here, we have concerning romance issues here. We're just asking for the truth. We have a twin destiny, of course, don't we? Emma, we have a twin destiny. We have a natural destiny and a supernatural destiny. Let's cast for the supernatural destiny concerning romance on behalf of Emma. Oh, what a mess, as you can see. So notice, of course, there's 13 of them, or there should be 13. Some are face down and some are face upward. So what we have to first do is get all the ones that are face down and remove them. The ones that are out on their own, like these here, there, those three, for example, there. Now, if it's touching, like this one's touching here, you leave it in. I think we can get rid of that one. And I think we can. Oh, that's touching, just touching there. So, and those three are touching as well, aren't they? But that one's touching there. Oh, no, it isn't. We can just get rid of those three in the middle there. And then, right. So, any that are touching, you leave them in. And you read them, the inverted one, like say these here, you read them in the negative. Now time moves forward, so we cast it in this direction, didn't we? We cast it in that direction. So time moves forward. So you could say past, present, future. You could say that theoretically, couldn't you? Anything to the left-hand side is thought to be internal, and anything to the right-hand side is thought to be external. So theoretically, external in the future would be somewhere there, wouldn't it? Theoretically. You could view it that way. So let's just see what we've got here. Well, we have to read these in the negative, these two here, but this here, you've got harvest. And it's like as if just recently there's literally that been a harvest of some kind or reward. It could be money, or it could be a romantic harvest. You know, a good catch, something like that. But it's overshadowed by this here. What's this? The sun. The sun usually represents a new beginning, and that's overshadowed by the moon, which is in the negative. You read those two in the negative. So it's as if a new beginning, or not to your advantage. Although the harvest is a good picking, it was like a new beginning, and there were lies attached to it, as if the moon is the mystery. It was like a new beginning, and there were lies attached to it, as if the moon is the mystery. You could almost say to a bloody something coming to an end, but you haven't got the side there, so that's not too bad. But it's just as though it wasn't the new start you were expecting it to be. This is what I'm sort of getting. Notice here we've got the rings over there. Well, we'll just leave them a moment, and we'll just see what's overshadowing that. The triquetra, although the triquetra is romance, it's inverted. Negative communications, as if the birds there, the spirit messages. Right now, maybe around about now, or just recently, maybe just about to happen, I don't know, but it's just around about now-ish, is overshadowed by something that isn't very romantic, but it's more how you feel. You don't feel very romantic about the communications that you are in right now. You could say disappointed would be a notice here the rings, and the rings, of course, it's like one ring attached to another, isn't it? It's like as if one situation is attached to another, Well, it's a bit like, I suppose, maybe you'll find as though yes, there are, in the positive, it can mean marriage or getting together in relationships, but in other circumstances, it could be sort of complications like baggage and things, and you'll discover there's baggage attached to this, because you're not really feeling very romantic about the communications you expected. It's a good harvest, mind you. Maybe he's rich, or maybe he looks good, or something like that. I don't know, or hasn't got a bad word to say about you. But either way, there are connections here. It's just as if maybe, I don't know. Is he connected with something undesirable, bad company, or well, it would be nice if it weren't for the fact that your brother was a serial killer or something like that, you know. Or I'm not saying it. I'm just saying it's a similar sort of thing where, like, well, it would be nice if it weren't for the fact you were divorced, you know, and you've got loads of kids that aren't mine but somebody else's. You know, it's as if there's this sort of thing going on, and it's, I don't know. It would be nice, but, and I'm sorry to be the bringer of bad tidings, but he doesn't appear to be. I don't. How can I say? It isn't the romance you thought it was going to be, but that maybe now you know that, and maybe now you can sort of move on. Maybe you needed somebody to tell you that or something. I don't know. Maybe that's all you needed to say. You know, just somebody to say, well, I can move on now. Now I know it's not worth persevering with. And this is, I mean, you can laugh nervously about it, but like I say, that's all that's there. I didn't promise that it to be sweetness and light and love, you know, everything smelling of roses and everything. It's probably 9 times out of 10 smelling a shit. um, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. Yeah. So it looks as though hard luck. We'll pack them up, I think. There. It's horrible that was. I wish I hadn't done that now. But I'll just give them a quick next up there. Blessed be to the witch's runes. Blessed be to the witch's runes. Blessed be to the witch's runes. There you go. Just pop them there. So yeah, that's what we call life. Yeah, shit happens. It does, and that's just the way it is. I don't know what else anybody else may want to know about with these witches' runes. We haven't really started well, have we? Really, it's been woe, woe, and thrice woe, basically. Let's cast the runes and see. Says what they say. Says Krista there. That was 10 minutes ago. Well, so there you go. Love Life says Beanie Boo. I think Beanie Boo popped up about a bit ago. Beanie Boo. Let's try Beanie Boo then. We'll give Beanie Boo a go and see what concerning Love Life issues. What sweetness and light and smelling the roses, or is it smelling the shit? We don't know. Probably the latter. As I do, I just start off by just grabbing as many in my hand as I can, and then grabbing the rest that have fallen off. And then we just give them a quick cast here. Preferably all of them. and we're just asking me off a Beanie Boo concerning love life issues here. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, it looks a bit more constructive, or what's the word? I don't know. 3, 4. Right, I counted 14 then. I'm sure it isn't. Now, remember, as before, time moves forward. So it moves along this line here, doesn't it? Sort of along that line. And you could say, theoretically, the present is around about now, in the middle there. You could say, theoretically. Internal to the left and external to the right. And then we remove the ones that are face down, if there are any. If there are any, we can remove if they're not being touched by something else. What about that one? That one's sort of removable, isn't it? That one. We got one. The more the merrier. Maybe that one. You can't remove that one because it's been touched by that, so you have to read it in the negative. So right back here, we got the star, and that's anything on top, like the sun that touches that one there. It's thought to be overshadowing it. That's how I always read the Fothark as well. And it's thought to be on top of or overshadowing, like a situation that's overshadowing it. What was overshadowing the star? This here. Well, you've got the star and you've got the eye, both overshadowing this one here and the past here. The moon, which is inverted, lies. You can lock up from thieves, but you can't liars. And it's as though those lies were overshadowed by or caused by, yes, optimism and maybe somebody watching you. So again, as though because it's sort of, well, not external, but it's sort of along the sort of central line, as though maybe you became aware of it, but there was somebody watching you. And but nevertheless, it was all a lie. The moon just indicating that lie, and it wasn't what you thought it or what you wanted it to be. Yes, you were thinking of connections. It led to sort of giving it the thoughts of you sort of felt connected to it. But there is a man a bit further along, maybe around about now. I always look at which way the arrow is pointing, although you shouldn't, like the blade of the scythe and things like that, which way that's pointing, as you can see over there. And it's pointing toward here, as if something deep, there was a man deep on your mind, or there is at the moment. What does the sun overshadow? Let's have a look what the negative energy there. Overwhelming, strong emotions. I don't know if there's been like, I don't know what you'd call it, or crying or whatever. I don't know, but certainly that, again, a new beginning with the sun, but it's overshadowed by it was all too much. It's all too much for you. I don't know if he's overpowering, or if he's the man you want, or if maybe he's the man you don't want, and you're just overwhelmed because, oh God, I can't believe it, you know. But either way, he's not what he was telling you. It's like as if the lies are coming from him, and it wasn't as if it was what he was telling you, you know. But nevertheless, he's been watching you. He's had his eye on you. What's happening after that? Let's just see what's up here. Oh, bloody hell. We've got spirit messages, got the birds there, so there will be communication of some kind. You will be communicating, but there's a woman. I don't know. I don't know if that's you or if that's just like the womanly energy, the female energy. It's the letter Y. It's usually it's thought to be the letter Y is thought to be the cervix or whatever. That's why it's the letter Y. But it's a woman who's connected to this communication here. This could be that physical movement or spiritual movement as in communication. I'm just going as though there's somebody out there who will try and get in touch with you. But you know it's over because of the side there, overshadowed by the, nevertheless, the arrow, the crossroads, the scythe obviously pointing toward the danger, the end. It's pointing toward him, isn't it? And it's like as if the end is coming about because of the choice that you'll be given about with this woman here. Well, do you want her or do you want me? You know, that sort of thing. And it's like as if, but that's the communication. So it's you'll be given the choice, and it'll end whatever there was going with whoever was, and that's probably why it's overwhelming. Maybe you already know, or you are aware, or you suspect, or whatever you suspected. Obviously, that they were watching you. Maybe that's your awareness of overshadowing the lies, overshadowing you were aware that it was lies, and that's where the optimism lay, because you knew you were able to take it with a pinch of salt, and the connections that you felt close by wasn't deep connections, but it was enough, yes, to piss you off, I suppose, to some degree, or be overwhelming in some regards. But the man that you were thinking of, it would have been a new beginning, but you've got a choice because of another woman. I don't know if he's got another woman or something. And oh God, I think I'll leave it. I'll leave it there. I think I've had enough. Let me put the cat along. I think. Sorry about that. Sorry to be a bit the bringer there, but the bringer of not very good news, to use an understatement. But anyway, that's basically that. Interesting. Right, so can I get a love reading? What do the runes say about my future? Oh, with my with your partner there, Christy Marshall. Right, so what we'll do is we'll gather these up. Blessed be to the witches' runes, whatever we say there, and we'll just we'll gather them up. Christy Marshall. Right, so what I'll do, just for the sake of argument, I'll just put them all back in the bag again, and then tip them all out in my hand again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. They are. Right, so I'll just put them in there and give them a quick wiggle about. And we ask on behalf of Christy Marshall concerning what's going on with her and her partner at the minute. Notice how some fall out. That doesn't matter. We just gather them up with the rest. Why didn't you just gather them all in your hand anyway, instead of faffing around even in the bag? Yes, point taken. That is a good point, but it's like an OCD type thing, isn't it? It's like a routine you get into. Sorry. We just cast on behalf of Christy Marshall there concerning what's going on with the partner. Oh, right, there you are. Oh, that looks like a cast. I don't know what. There's been optimism, there's been hope. As you can see back here, that there's been hope, but more of a feeling of optimism, of hope, as if there might be light at the end of the tunnel or something like that. We just remove the ones that are face down out on their own. The ones that are touching, like that one there, for example, we leave it in, don't we? And we read it in the negative. So there's only 2 or 3 there. Let's just see. Ooh. So anyway, we've got from an internal and external, and time moves forward. So around about the recent past, or maybe the distant past, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe we've got the star, and that's just indicating that that there was optimism, there was hope, but more hope, maybe more hope than purpose. I don't know. You were hopeful about maybe the relationship, but you've been given a choice here. Yes, the relationship it looks as though it's still going in some regard or other, but there's been communication. Somebody's been talking to somebody, or somebody's been talking to themselves, become aware of something, and it's as if somebody out there has been watching both of you. Either they're jealous, or just somebody out there, like an axe or something like that's been watching. And thus you've been given a choice to carry on with it or not, I suppose. What does happen though out there is a harvest that overshadows what? Well, we've got the scythe here, and obviously the danger. So the blade of the scythe pointing toward the danger, which is overshadowed by a harvest of some kind. That may be like money coming in, or something physical anyway, some sort of reward is overshadowing the end. That's ended because of I can't quite think what that would be. You're aware of that end that's about to happen, maybe, but because of these choices here. Although you were optimistic originally, and that as will manifest itself as yes, communicating more with yourself than anybody else, but that will be more maybe thinking of traveling or something like that just after this end. And then there's this man here pointing toward this communication here, and we've got the rings again, the connections that are coming up. But nevertheless, this man is, yes, he's a mystery. He is a mysterious sort of person, but he's pointing toward this communication over here, as if, I mean, I don't know if that's how you're supposed to read them, but that's how I read which way the arrow points and which way the blade of the scythe points, which way the danger is. And the danger is in the relationship at the minute because of the choice you've got. You've been given a choice. If it's like inverted, or if it were, which it isn't, but if it were, it could be confusion. But it's more just a choice that you become aware of, and or somebody's maybe out there watching you. But it's more about what the truth. It's as if the truth has come out and overshadowing it as a harvest, as a reward. Well, they are. Take that. That'll finish. If that doesn't finish it, nothing will. But I don't know what that is. But certainly there are connections that you may feel connected and might know maybe it's the more than one situation attached, and you thought, well, yeah, ever likely it's ended, because he was cheating on somebody else, or the one he was with was cheating on her husband, or something. I don't know what it was, or he doesn't know who the kids are, or they're not his kids or something. I don't know what it is. It's just something out there that brings further complications, and the fact that it's ended means you won't be in it anymore. And it's like as if, there for the grace of the gods go I. Although there's a mystery attached to him, it's up to him to solve the mystery. You can choose, but it is over. It is over, but it's over money, either because of money or because of whatever this reward is, whatever this harvest is, whatever. Maybe you've harvested a lot of bad news. Maybe the harvest is the harvest of the truth, of the eye. The truth is the harvest, and you've harvested the truth, or you're about to. And the romance is not very romantic, but nevertheless you've got a choice. And maybe because you're spoilt for choice, maybe you're the lucky one because you can choose somebody else, and he'll be out on his own, mystified, completely mystified, and all buggered up with whatever he's got to contend with, whatever it was that ended it. But other than that, I don't know, literally. So I'm sorry about that, Christy. Hard luck. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was Christy Marshall. So sorry about that. So that's as best as I can do for you there. With them. Let me just grab. Horrible, aren't they? Really, that's why I like them. I'm sorry, but that is why that is the reason why I like them. There's a touch of horribleness to them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They are. So I'll put all them in there. I might use those other cards actually. That's horrible, that wasn't it? So I'm sorry about that. Sorry to be the bringer of bad tidings, but I suppose now we know, we can maybe move on from it or something, or just about get over it, but certainly learn to sort of cope with whatever. Right, what else is going on? Nothing else. Doesn't seem as if anybody else. There's somebody from New Zealand there, Maya Barnes, I think, because it's from New Zealand. Your Prime Minister, Jacinda Hitler. I mean, sorry about that. It's horrible, that woman, wasn't it? She's horrible. Good job she's going. Good riddance to her. Horrible. You may as well be bloody living in China with somebody like that, haven't you? It's vile. But anyway, that's just my opinion, of course. It's nothing to do with psychic psychic intuition or whatever you want to call it. So anyway, so that's about that. It doesn't look as if anybody else is. Who else? Maya Barnes says, could I please get a reading? I don't know what about though. I don't know what you want a reading about there, Maya. So I don't know. what you want help with or guidance on. So we'll maybe just wait until you know what we can get help on, and probably get a bit of insight into it or something. So anyway, thank you there from Beanie about half an hour ago. Okay, Beanie, that's if you're still there. Right, so it doesn't look as if anything else is going on. So what we'll do then, I'll call it. How long have we been going for? I'll call it an evening and probably come back on a bit later on, maybe. Oh, 45 minutes. So that's about as best as we can do, isn't it, at the moment? So, okay then, for now then, we'll just say love is the law, love is the bond. Merry did we meet, merry did we part. And until next time, merry may we meet again.